So it's a lovely morning here on the Khlong Bang Luang Canal. It's 8:45, a little bit early for me. I don't normally get out of bed for at least another couple of hours, but today is going to be exciting because I'm doing something I haven't done in over 5.5 years of having the channel, and that is take a canal boat tour around THONBURI. Well, there are no public boat services on the THONBURI side of the river, only private. So I'm going to be hooking up with Magical Trip Tours for this video. And we're going to visit 4 historic sites I've not featured in a video before. So I'm going to be meeting them down by the riverside at Kudichin, right in front of the Santa Cruz Church. So the history starts right here. This is an area I've been meaning to film and talk about the history of for the last 3 years or so. Santa Cruz Church is part of the Kudichin neighbourhood, a Portuguese settlement dating back to 1769, and it comprises different communities of different faiths, all living in close proximity. You have Thai Buddhists, you have Mon, you've got Chinese, you've got Portuguese, and you've got Thai Muslims. And the land was gifted by King Taksin to the Portuguese after the fall of Ayutthaya in 1767, where the Portuguese had fought side by side with the Siamese. And after Ayutthaya was destroyed, they were relocated here, not far from the King's Palace. So the original wooden church dates back to 1770, and that was destroyed in a huge fire that engulfed the whole neighbourhood in 1833. A new church was built in 1835, and that was then renovated in 1916 to how it appears today. One thing I've noticed very quickly is that when you're doing a tour and filming a video, the others are not going to wait around for you to finish filming, so I have to work a little bit quicker. So we're heading towards a bakery now that has been in the area for over 200 years, and they've got these cakes called Khanum Phalang, and they've been baked by 5 generations of the same family, and we're going to get to try one, and they are baked in an unconventional way, as you will see. So Thailand and Portugal have had a close relationship going back several centuries, right back to the Ayutthaya era, and in that time many historical milestones between the two countries have been achieved, and this is all explained in the Kudichin Museum, which is just up this alleyway. I think the words hidden gem are often misused in titles of videos on YouTube, because when I see that, it fills me with great mistrust in the content of that video. But the words hidden gem can definitely be applied to the Bang Kudichin Museum. This is a wealth of knowledge and information if you're interested in the history of areas like Kudichin. Shin was explaining the spice route map, which I had no idea of. And then he showed us a picture with lots of foods that the Portuguese had introduced to Siam. And apart from chili that we all know about, there was one that was quite surprising.
Even tobacco. Long time ago, Thai people, we do not smoke tobacco. But mostly of the area in the central, we are having a lot of marijuana. Yeah. Okay, marijuana fields. Okay, everywhere. Okay, even we can find in our poem or like a written telling story, or even sometimes you go to visit the Grand Palace, you may see some of the paint of the mural that talk about a monkey that smoking marijuana. The bong, you know bong in English language, right? It actually came from Thai language, because the original of bong is from the bamboo bong. Okay, and then later they may have the glass bong. Okay, anybody know how to play piano? Right, okay, maybe like.
So the first ever Portuguese to arrive in Siam was Durarte Fernandes, a diplomatic envoy sent in 1511 for an audience with the king. And he was there to explain to the king why Portugal had conquered Malacca, which was a Malay state that the Siamese also had claims to. But the king seemed happy to accept that Portugal had captured Malacca. And on Fernandes' return to Portugal, he was joined by a Siamese envoy bearing great gifts for the King of Portugal. Further missions to Siam followed, and in 1518 a treaty of commerce and friendship was signed, the first ever treaty between Siam and a European nation. The museum also talks about the Windsor house, and this is an old house on the riverside that you certainly can't miss if you're going past on a boat. And it has what they call gingerbread man architecture, which I thought was pretty cute. It was named after Louis Windsor. He was a wealthy British merchant who married into a Thai family, and he had the house built here in 1850. This is the Khlong Bang Luang, and we're going to go about 3.5 kilometers until we get to the famous Big Buddha temple. That is Wat Paknam, and along the way I'm going to ask our guide Shin for a bit of background information on this canal, and we'll also get to see a few older clips of this canal from years gone by. So if we look on the map,
Yeah.
and we see this canal,
Yeah.
right? It curves Khlong Bangkok Yai,
Yeah.
Khlong Bangkok Noi.
Yes.
It was the river before.
Yes.
And then because
Become a
there
canal.
was so many junk ships and Portuguese
Right,
merchants, it was a long way for them to
Right.
go. So what year was it cut, the channel?
That was around 16th centuries. Okay, around 16th century from the King Chaya Rachachirat. Okay, Ayutthaya King.
I'm pretty sure many of you watching would have been here or you've got plans to come here, and it's great here at Wat Paknam because it's one of those attractions that does get a lot of people, locals and tourists, yet it doesn't charge an entrance fee. It is a bit tricky to find, it is off the beaten track, but the MRT can get you here, or a canal boat of course if you do the magical trip tour. Now the original temple here dates back to the 16th century. It was called Temple of the Heavenly Garden, and then in 1780 King Taksin had the whole temple renovated and renamed it Wat Paknam, which means temple at the mouth of the canal. Now the giant Buddha that you can see for miles around was completed in 2021, and that took them 4 years to complete. The temple website says if you visit us, you'll meet lots of our furry friends, which we certainly have today. Anyway, there is a museum here inside the giant chedi just behind the Buddha. And on display, they have various artifacts and items that have been left to the temple over the last 100 years or so by former monks and benefactors. And then on the top floor, there's something that is quite stunning.
In Buddhism, we believe if you come with bare hand, when you pass away, you also gone with your bare hand. You cannot take anything with you for any materials with you, okay? Because we just borrow things like our body from the world. Then when we leave, we just return it to the world. It came from many people's houses, right? You can see the name list of people who did the dedication over there, okay, at the marble.
Well, you could be mistaken for thinking this is some kind of giant auction house. But as Shin was saying, these are all items that were left to the temple by what looks like some very well-to-do individuals. I mean, there's some amazing stuff here, and it's just all here on display.
And yeah, somebody may giving Mercedes-Benz for the monk. Okay, right.
Very generous.
Right.
Lots of grandfather clocks here, probably worth absolutely hundreds of thousands. I was filming one, waiting for that one to go off, but all the others went off. I think that means it's time for us to go up to the top floor now, and we're going to see the centerpiece of this chedi. Well, this is definitely in my top 5 favourite temples in Bangkok, and coming here today has been an education, not only for me but for everyone else. Anyway, we're going to jump back on the boat now. We're going to head further along the canal, and we're going to go to a place I haven't been to before. It's the artist's house. So we're heading about 1.5 kilometres towards the artist's house now, and this is part of the Khlong Bang Luang community, and we'll be having lunch there, which is included, by the way. Chin is our guide. Now, people call me an encyclopedia of history about Bangkok, but this man, he's a walking data center of everything historical.
I'm really glad to hear that, and really appreciate to become the tour guide for you today, okay, with your friends and everyone. For me as a Thai people, I may giving the information or the perception to let many people around the world wide get to know about something new.
So if you book a tour with Magical Trip, you get this guy, if you're lucky. Yeah.
Right. With Magical Trip, we have tour for the canal tour like this. We are on EV boat and some tour like walking tour, local bike tour, Chinatown, tuk-tuk tour, or whenever, okay, you can check on our website.
So our electric boat will be back for us a little bit later on. We're going to head for lunch now, just before we have a look around. And this area was once the Khlong Bang Luang floating market, one of many along the canals around the city, which by the mid-1970s had pretty much died out. The only ones operating now are for tourists, but of course these markets were once the heartbeat of every community. So I just popped out while everyone was having lunch because I wanted to tell you a little bit about the area. Now, most people know it as the Artist's House, but it's part of the Khlong Bang Luang community. But it's the art that's been bringing people here. Now, this house was originally owned by a local family of goldsmiths for several generations, going back over 250 years. And it was sold to the current owner about 18 years ago. And he had this idea to transform the area into a creative hub for artists, and he opened it to the public in 2009.
บ้านหลังนี้เดิมทีอยู่สืบทอดกันมาตั้งแต่สมัยอยุธยาคือ300 กว่าปีเราเองมารีโนเวทบ้านนี้แล้วหลังจากนั้นเนี่ยเราก็เปิดที่นี่ปี2009หลังจากนั้นเปิดมาได้17 ปีได้หลังจากนั้นนอกจากมันเป็นเมืองเก่าก่อนที่จะเป็นกรุงเทพที่นี่คือเมืองหลวงเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยในสิ่งนี้เราก็เลยเห็นความสำคัญของความเงียบของเมืองแล้วเราก็หลงไหลความเป็นตลาดน้ำ floating market แล้วก็ชีวิตริมน้ำเราเลยต้องตีความใหม่จากสังคมใหม่ว่าสิ่งนี้มันกำลังจะหายไปละเราก็เลยต้องมาทำกิจกรรมกับคนรุ่นใหม่สร้าง activity ให้กับโดยอาร์ตเนี่ยโดยศิลปะให้คนเห็นความงามครับ
ค
there's a bridge here and it's got lots of messages painted on pieces of wood hanging on it. And while most of the messages are positive and nice, there is one which has disturbed me actually, and it says, "I like dissecting people." Well, lots of different creative workshops going on around here. I've seen people beading, drawing, painting and carving things. And if you're interested in taking part, it's very easy. All you do is choose your activity, pay, get your materials and start working. But if you're the type of person who needs a bit of peace, quiet and tranquility to get inspired, then you won't find it here because there's so many noisy boats going up and down. But from what I can see, it doesn't bother a lot of people.
Alright, Bangkok will be the longest name recorded by the Guinness Book. The name of Bangkok, okay, the name like full name is Krung Thep Mahanakhon. Okay, it's like a short version.
Yeah.
Long version is let me clear the throat. This will be long. Like กรุงเทพมหานครอมรรัตนโกสินทร์มหินทรายุทธยามหาดิลกภพนพรัตน์ราชธานีบุรีรมย์อุดมราชนิเวศมหาสถานอมรพิมานอวตารสถิตสักกะทัตยวิษณุกรรมประสิทธิ์ This is the full name of Bangkok.
First time on my channel someone said that.
Right.
Brilliant. I've had a great day with Magical Trip Tours, and it's great that I get to relax a bit doing a video because he's talking about a lot of the history, or he's telling me what to say. So anyway, look, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
will
much.
see you again.
Yeah, see you again.
So I've had a great day thanks to Magical Trip Tours. We've seen canals, history, art, temples, plus a few cats, and we had a great tour guide. You can book this tour as well if you follow the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. There's also a discount code there as well, so make sure you use that. Got to say a big thank you to Shin, our tour guide. If you do book this tour, make sure you ask for him. That just leaves me to say what I always say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.